And by the way, the thought police, I wanted to look, the FBI is now vetting the guard troops in DC. So they are, if there's any indication that any of our soldiers or airmen are expressing things that are extremist views, now that's going to be according to who? What the Twitter's terms of service? It's either handed over to law enforcement or dealt with in the chain of command immediately. They are worried. They're going to start doing their own little, I think Jason, our social media guy, said they're going to start doing their own little struggle sessions internally in the military to try and eradicate wrong thinkers from the military.
Yeah.
From the military.
Their category of, as we talked about earlier in this show, they call anyone who is not speaking the words and the lies of the social justice cult, they call them white supremacists. So the target is millions and millions of us.
Yep. It's they do want to look again. Their projections. They're talking about how this was an attempted soft coup. Trump was trying to overturn the results of a democratically elected president or a democratic election. This is what they did in 2016. They are describing their own behavior. What happened to DC was a riot. It was wrong. Like, I am not saying, trespassing on the Capitol building, destroying things and injuring some people was good. It was a riot. I'm willing to say it was a riot. It was not an insurrection. It was not sedition. They were not seriously trying to take over control of the United States government.
No.
Through an impromptu crowd armed with what, like a couple knives, and like I don't think they didn't shoot anyone. They didn't do anything.
It also was not representative of the protests. Most of the people there, overwhelming majority of the people there, did not go inside the Capitol and did not participate in the riot. They were there for a protest, which is fine. And they still try, and they're trying to ignore that. They're trying, and they've gone beyond just indicting anyone who was even there at the protests. They're now indicting. I saw Don Lemon. We talked about this. Don Lemon and Chris Cuomo indicting anyone who voted for Trump is a white supremacist.
Right.
Don Lemon says.
Right. But you can see when they get in. You watch the videos of people that get in the Capitol building. Most of them are kind of milling around like, well, we're in here now. What do we do? This is not like a coordinated, we're going to go take down the federal government, blah, blah. Like this is not an insurrection by any means. The reason they need to use the word insurrection is because they need to justify everything else that they want to do.
That they're about to do. Yeah.
Which, by the way, have you seen some of the crap that they're doing now?
Oh gosh. Yeah. What are you going to show me first?
Well, first of all, there are, I think, about 25,000 National Guard troops in D.C. for the inauguration. 25,000. Now, to put that in perspective, as of mid-December, there were 4,000 troops in Afghanistan, and there's going to be a drawdown goal of 2,500 by mid-January. So a tenth of the troops in Afghanistan. By the way, I don't think there should be troops in Afghanistan. I'm just, just talking about it, right? So a tenth of the troops in Afghanistan, 3,000 troops in Iraq, 500 in Syria. So these places where I guess it's so important that we go intervene because there's all this terrorism and blah, blah, blah going on, which, obviously I don't support, but they don't add up to the number of troops they're putting in D.C. For Inauguration Day. It's pretty crazy. And if you look at here, let's just look at some pictures. The pictures are worth 1,000 words, right? Okay. Let's just take a look. This is what they've done. They've got this fence and razor wire. This is razor wire. They've cut off Independence Ave. They've cut off Pennsylvania Ave, obviously, but they've cut off Independence Ave. They've got, look at this. This is Independence Avenue.
By the way, this looks like an authoritarian capital. Like this looks like this looks like the things of this is the backdrop of darkness. Like
right, you expect to see the Reichstag or whatever over here,
yeah.
right? Okay. They're just putting some more barriers down. Some of the people hanging out. More fences, more barriers. More fences, more troops. All this stuff all these barriers constructed. They've constructed walls that are hard to scale. There's the razor wire.
You know what this razor wire screams to me? Unity. Okay.
Yes. Well, no, Carrie, they made it. It's loving razor wire because they put roses here.
I see.
See, okay. It's loving razor wire. There's some militarized stuff going on. Some more fences. Our Jason, one of our social media guys, he took this picture yesterday in DC. Like, this is how they're blocking off streets. Look at the amount of barriers. I mean, I don't know if they expect people to roll in with tanks or what the hell they're trying to stop. They've boarded up things everywhere. You can see some here. He took a bunch of pictures of just boarded up everything in DC. So all this stuff plus 25,000 troops just so Joe Biden can have a virtual inauguration. Which by the way, I think Lady Gaga's involved in, right? Hold on, let's look at this. Yeah, here we go.
Gross.
Here we go. Just so you know where her bread is buttered, as someone made that rule earlier. Lady Gaga and Jennifer Lopez will both perform at the inauguration. Gaga will sing the national anthem, and Lopez, I'll give a musical performance. And then, just in case we didn't know where Hollywood stood, Tom Hanks will give a 90-minute primetime TV special celebrating Biden's inauguration. Justin Timberlake, Foo Fighters, John Legend, Bruce Springsteen, John Bon Jovi, Demi Lovato, and Ant Clemens. Because it's all very important to know that the leftist Hollywood elite are satisfied with our choice. Or maybe it wasn't our choice, but they're satisfied regardless.
It doesn't matter. Or a lack thereof. Maybe. That's very funny.